Hey there, friends! Have you ever found something super special that nobody else noticed? Something hidden deep in the woods for 100 whole years? Well, today is going to be an amazing day. Max and his best fluffy friend Tiny are about to discover a real secret code carved into trees. They will follow hidden clues, solve tricky puzzles, and find something that changes everything. But there's a twist. They are not the only ones searching. Someone else also wants the secret. Are you ready for fun, surprises, running, digging, and a little mystery? Sit down comfortably, maybe with your favorite toy or pet, and let's start this big adventure together. It was a beautiful, bright, sunny morning after a huge summer storm the night before. The rain had stopped and washed everything clean. The sky was bright blue with soft, fluffy white clouds floating slowly. Birds were singing happy songs from the trees. The air smelled fresh like wet soil and green leaves. Max woke up early feeling excited. He stepped outside wearing his favorite green hoodie. He stretched his arms wide, took a big deep breath, and said loudly, "Wow, what a perfect day for a big adventure." Right behind him came Tiny, his small super fluffy puppy with the waggiest tail in the whole neighborhood. Tiny loved water more than anything. He bounced happily through the wet grass and suddenly, splash, 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 jumped right into a big muddy puddle. Muddy water flew everywhere and landed all over Max's hoodie, shoes, and even his face. "Tiny!" Max laughed loudly, shaking his wet hands. "You got me all messy again, you silly little pup!" Tiny barked proudly and spun around in fast, happy circles. His tail was wagging so fast, it looked like a helicopter blade. He thought this was the funniest game in the world. But then suddenly, Tiny stopped. His ears stood straight up like little triangles. His wet nose started twitching super fast. His tail stopped moving. He stared very seriously toward the deep woods behind their house. "What is it, buddy?" Max asked, getting more and more curious. "Do you smell something exciting? Is it a squirrel? A rabbit? Or maybe something even bigger and more mysterious?" Without waiting even 1 second, Tiny dashed toward the woods like a speedy little rocket. His fluffy ears flapped in the wind as he ran. "Hey, wait for me, Tiny!" Max shouted excitedly and started running after his best friend as fast as his legs could carry him. Tiny stopped beside a giant, super ancient oak tree. This tree was enormous. Its trunk was thicker than 3 kids holding hands. It had been standing tall and strong in these woods for hundreds and hundreds of years. Its big branches reached high into the sky, and its leaves rustled gently in the soft breeze. Max finally caught up, breathing fast. He looked up at the tree, and his mouth opened wide in surprise. "Whoa! Tiny, come look at this right now. You have to see this." On the rough bark of the old tree were strange carved symbols. Perfect circles inside triangles, straight lines with small dots at the ends, and other funny shapes that looked very old. They didn't look like normal scratches from animals or bored hikers. These symbols looked carefully planned, like a real secret code left by someone many, many years ago. Tiny pawed gently at the tree with his little paws and barked twice loudly, as if he was saying, "Yes, Max, this is really important." Max quickly pulled out his tablet from his adventure backpack. "Hold on, buddy. Let me take clear pictures." He opened his special history app that helps solve old mysteries and sacred codes. The screen showed loading, loading, beep, beep, ding. "No way! This is unbelievable!" Max's eyes went super wide with excitement. "Tiny, These symbols match an old secret code used by a mapmaker who lived right here near these woods over 100 years ago. People used to call him the Mystery Surveyor because he was so quiet and full of secrets. At that exact moment, they heard footsteps crunching on the wet leaves behind them. Of course, somebody made them, a familiar voice said. Max turned around quickly. It was Chad, the competitive kid from town who always wanted to win every game and find things first. Chad had a big, confident grin on his face. "What are you doing here, Chad?" Max asked, surprised but friendly. "I saw Tiny running like crazy into the woods," Chad replied with a playful smile. "And now I see why. A real secret code? This is going to be the best treasure hunt ever. I'm joining you guys if that's okay." Tiny looked at Chad, tilted his head sideways in a cute way, and gave a small, curious bark, as if he wasn't 100% sure about this new friend yet. Max held up his tablet so Chad could see the screen clearly. Old black and white photos appeared. The Mystery Surveyor was a quiet man with kind eyes who spent his life exploring and making very detailed maps of the forest. He made beautiful maps of every single tree, every river, every hill, and every animal path in these woods. Max explained excitedly. But he kept many secrets. Some old stories say he hid something very important here to protect the forest forever from being cut down. Chad's eyes sparkled with big excitement. "I bet it's real treasure. Maybe shiny gold coins, sparkling jewels, or even a magic chest full of surprises." Max smiled and laughed softly. "Or maybe it's something even better than treasure. Something that helps the trees, the animals, and the whole forest. Let's follow the code together and find out what it is." Tiny barked 3 happy times and jumped up and down with energy, ready for the next part of the big adventure. Tiny suddenly ran to another tree a little further away. There was a new symbol that looked exactly like a clear arrow pointing deeper into the thick woods. "This way, friends," Max said, pointing with his finger. "The secret code is telling us exactly where to go next." The 3 friends left the main safe path and stepped into the thicker part of the forest. Branches reached out like friendly arms. Leaves and twigs crunched under their shoes. The woods felt wild, mysterious, and full of hidden surprises. Sunlight came through the leaves in pretty patterns. Every few minutes, they found more carved symbols. Some pointed left, some pointed right. One even pointed straight up toward the blue sky. Max said, "This isn't just a simple path. It's like a big puzzle made 100 years ago by someone very smart." Suddenly, Tiny stopped near a big rock covered with moss. He started digging very fast with his little paws. Dirt flew everywhere behind him. Max and Chad ran over quickly. Tiny had found an old metal plate buried under leaves with another clue carved on it. "Follow the shadow of the tall tree when the sun is high." "Great job, Tiny. You're the best detective in the whole world." Max cheered and gave him a big, warm hug. Chad smiled and said, "Okay, I have to admit it. Your dog is pretty awesome and super smart." Tiny wagged his tail so fast and so proudly, it looked like a helicopter blade spinning in the wind. They followed the long shadow of a tall pine tree and found more symbols. Everything was going great and exciting until Tiny suddenly growled in a low voice. Max looked very carefully at the new carvings. These look fresher than the others. Someone made fake clues to trick people and send them the wrong way. Just then, crack! A loud sound came from behind some thick bushes. A dark shape moved quickly between the trees and disappeared into the shadows. "Did you guys see that?" Chad whispered. his eyes wide open. Tiny stepped closer to Max protectively, ready to keep his friend safe. The woods suddenly felt much quieter and a little bit spooky. Tiny put his nose to the soft ground again. He followed a new scent trail and soon found fresh footprints in the mud that were not theirs. "These footprints are not ours," Max said. "Someone else has been here very recently." Under the footprints, they discovered another small metal marker with a new clue. "Look below where the stone eyes watch over everything." "Let's keep going carefully, friends," Max said. Tiny was already leading the way, like a brave little explorer, tail held high. After walking carefully for some more time through the thick woods, they reached a special circle of huge rocks. Two of the rocks had natural holes that looked exactly like giant watching eyes. "The stone eyes!" Max shouted with excitement. This must be the place the clue was talking about. Tiny jumped bravely onto one of the big rocks. Click! And suddenly the ground started to rumble loudly. A hidden stone door slowly opened under the rocks. Cool, mysterious air came out from below. "Amazing! This is incredible!" All three shouted together in surprise. Max turned on his bright flashlight. The narrow tunnel went deep underground. The walls had beautiful old carvings of trees, rivers, animals, and mountains. It really felt like they were stepping back in time 100 years. Tiny walked bravely in front, his tail wagging confidently. Chad looked a little nervous, but tried to stay cool. They walked deeper and deeper. The air felt cooler. Water dripped slowly from the ceiling. The tunnel split into two different paths. Tiny wanted to go left, but Chad found an old piece of paper in a crack in the wall and said, "This paper says we should go right." They followed the right path, and suddenly, clang! A big, heavy wooden gate dropped down behind them with a loud noise. They were trapped. "Oh no, we're stuck in here," Chad said, sounding worried. Tiny barked loudly, as if saying, "I told you so, friends." Max tried to stay calm. "We have to find a way out together." Tiny started sniffing every wall very carefully. He found one special brick that looked different. Max pushed it hard. Click! And a hidden passage opened. "You're a real superhero today, Tiny." Max cheered and hugged him tight. Chad laughed and said, "I can't believe it. Tiny has saved us twice today. He is the smartest one here." They followed a beautiful, soft golden light and entered a huge underground chamber. Shiny crystals in the walls glowed like magic stars. In the center was an old stone pedestal with a metal box covered in the same symbols. Tiny ran around the big room happily. He even found a little scared fox cub hiding in a dark corner. Tiny gently made friends with the baby fox, using his kind puppy ways. The metal box had a big spinning puzzle with nature symbols. Max, Chad, and Tiny worked as a team. Tree, river, mountain, forest. They said one by one. Click! The box opened slowly with a long creaking sound. Inside were rolled papers, old maps, beautiful black and white photos, and an official land protection document. Max read the letter from the mystery surveyor out loud. "To whoever found my secret code, thank you for caring about this beautiful forest. Please protect this special place forever so animals and trees can stay safe." Chad looked surprised at first, but then smiled. "I thought we would find gold and jewels, but this is actually much better. We are helping save the whole forest." Max nodded happily. "The real treasure is the trees, the animals, our friendship, and all the adventures we had today." The next morning, they showed all the documents to the town leaders. The experts were amazed. The papers were real and very old. Because of Max, Tiny, and Chad's teamwork, the forest got permanent protection. No buildings or machines could ever harm it. The animals would stay safe and happy forever. That beautiful evening, Max and Tiny sat together at the edge of the woods, watching the orange and pink sunset. The sky looked magical. "You know, Tiny," Max said softly while petting his fluffy friend. "When we started this morning, I thought we were just looking for treasure. But we found something much more important. We helped protect something beautiful for many, many years." Tiny barked happily and licked Max's cheek with love. The two best friends sat quietly as the forest seemed to whisper a gentle thank you through the rustling leaves. And that's the end of today's long and amazing adventure, friends. What would you do if you found a secret code hidden in the woods? Would you follow all the clues? Would your pet be as brave and smart as Tiny? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. If you loved Max and Tiny's story today, please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next exciting adventure. See you next time, friends. Keep exploring, stay curious, and always take care of nature. Bye-bye.